Steps to healing and complete recovery. Recognizing your own denials is the first step. Acknowledge every thought and feeling you would otherwise push away or ignore. I want to point out that positive thinking is based on denial when it focuses on only parts of the self. Those parts get better and stronger, and the other parts get more denied. This is why so many have felt the need to discipline and otherwise pressure parts of the self. These denials are lost will that tries to press forward to gain expression and acceptance. The next step is to release your judgment on these places in yourself and allow them to express themselves. Encourage them to tell you what they need and want. The next step is reclaiming and integrating these denied parts of yourself. In so doing, you must not feel that this is just a mental exercise. You must accept everything that comes from any place in you and express it emotionally within yourself. As your next step, seek to truly understand these denied parts. Feel into them to determine if this feels like it could be a part of you or not. Don't be too quick to disown things you don't like about yourself. Remember that denied parts will present as the judgments put against them. This may not be the essence of it once you take the judgment off it and begin to accept it. If your expression does feel like it could be a part of you, but is very sickened by its state of denial, you need to nurse it back to health in any way that you can. Talk to it. Encourage it to tell you its point of view. Accept its answers. Explain to it why you felt you had to deny it and apologize to it. Ask its forgiveness. Most denials have been based in judgments of unlovingness according to your beliefs of what was loving and what was unloving at the time the judgments were made. When something that is being denied is judged to be unloving, it will appear that way by reflecting those judgments. Negotiate a new relationship between these parts of yourself and the rest of you. Work on integrating these parts with the rest of you. Release any other judgments that come up. Allow these parts of yourself to be participants in your daily life. Accept their contribution to what you feel like doing. If there continues to be no way you can come to peace with something here, you can ask my light to put it in its right place. Then let it go, and I will do this for you. If you feel a little ceremony is in order, do that, or ask me for help in any way that feels right to you. Another step you can take is to practice putting your consciousness into your body. You can breathe into your body and practice keeping your consciousness with your breath. Stay present with any place of blockage you find. Help it to surface, express, and move whatever it has been holding. Body work can also help you find blockages you were not aware of. Reclaiming, integrating, and healing lost will involves going inside to where it is and bringing it up in vibration so that down can become up. To really heal, your entire body needs to become filled with the light of loving consciousness. This is a process that is going to be ongoing for quite some time if you really get into it and seek to find all of your denials. If you feel you cannot spot all of your own denials, another step you can take is to let outer reality show them to you. If something is triggering you, it is likely you have lost will involvement of some kind. This is something that has been a source of much confusion on earth for a long time. But feeling it is going to straighten this out over time. By looking at everything that is happening in the world, you can see your own denial in outer reality. Let all of your feelings about it come up. Express them only with yourself at first, and find out what they really are. When you feel ready, you can begin to start taking any action that you feel will improve your own situation. Notice everything you feel in relationship to taking action. Express those emotions. Do not push yourself to take action before you feel ready. If emotions come up at the idea of taking action, express those. You can start with something simple that you feel you can do. For example, if someone is talking to you for longer than you want to listen, try telling this person you need to end the conversation. Say this right when you feel you want to end it, and don't give an untrue excuse for ending it. Say it gently, before you feel angry about it. Although this has not been considered polite in many circles, I want to point out that manners have so often been based in denial, that many people have lost track of how they really feel and dare not act accordingly. The acceptance of true feelings will not need the guidance of manners, because attunement will be increasing, and you will find this out by trying it. If those around you do not accept this from you, another step you can take is to find in yourself what in you doesn't yet accept this and process it. Then, if there is still no acceptance for this, you may need to move on and find others who are not interested in denying each other in favor of externalized procedures. This is a form and essence misalignment. The fear I see in people around this issue is that it is selfish and inconsiderate of others. To take it a step further, the fear is that societal structure will collapse and revert to chaos and anarchy if others do what they want to do. This is self-denial. I want to tell you that this is not going to happen. The issue here is a need for fear movement. If you are not doing what you want to do, it is not right for you to be doing it. If you turn the tables on something that confuses you, you can more easily see it for what it is. For example, do you want someone to be talking or listening to you for longer than they want to be? You can see how this feels to you and decide if you want to be doing this or not. If it would not feel good to you to be the receiver of what you are doing, then don't do it. The only place you can start is where you really are. Since so much personal power has been denied and subsequently lost, starting with simple things and going on from there is going to be an ongoing process of reclaiming your personal power. Power has become such a nasty word on earth right now. But who has most of it? Isn't it the ones imparting to you that you should not have any? They have your denied power to work with. Spirits are not meant to overpower one another. At present, personal power is seriously imbalanced on earth, yet you can only be overpowered by others if you have given up some of your own power that they can then use against you. The imbalance of power through guilt and intimidation of various kinds took place step by step, and you will need to restore the balance step by step. What are your judgments against power? The spirits that have an interest in overpowering others can only increase their power by getting others to abdicate their power. It is a powerful illusion, increasing power by diminishing others. This has been happening for such a long time on earth that many do not believe they have power over their own lives anymore. In general, birth to death is regulated. Think of everything you believe you have to do just to be able to go on living on earth. This is not the way it is meant to be. Everything on earth is meant to be free, abundant, and hospitable. No one is meant to do what he or she doesn't want to do to have food and shelter. Misunderstanding about denial changed this. Overpowering does not need to happen between parents and children either. Children need an opportunity to develop their own response to situations and learn to choose accordingly. Guidance is one thing. Telling children what to think and feel is another. Right use of will is for all ages. If parents are not meaning to interfere with the free will of their children, but do not really understand it, let me say this. It does not mean letting the children run over you. Do not deny yourself in favor of the children, and do not deny the children in favor of yourself. This is a balance that acknowledges that the parents learn from the children as well as the children learning from their parents. If a children's behavior doesn't make sense to you as the parent, and they are not harming anyone, support them and let them learn. Protect them while they are learning. This is right use of will because you are not requiring them to see everything your way, but are letting them learn from their own experience. The reason I say this is because any understanding at all will increase the light and make further understanding possible. Only total refusal to accept anything at all will keep you in the darkness. Trying to keep others where you are is not right use of will. If children are seeing things that you are not yet seeing, rest assured that they need to see them and be allowed to experience what they need to experience to learn and what they need to learn. Support this and encourage them to communicate with you about it. Male or female, do not shame them for having fear. Fear can be such a helpful caution. Protecting children from danger is necessary, and intuition may say there is a danger ahead, but protecting them from possible danger you see them as encountering is imposing your perception onto them. For example, when a child climbs, rather than run over there screaming, "Get down before you fall," be there and support the child in his or her efforts. Notice it if you have converted your fear to anger in the situation. This recognition of a children's growing abilities will support their confidence and self-acceptance. As children grow, they will become more and more able to recognize their own potential and their potential dangers. Then the job of protecting them can become easier and easier and involve less limitation for all of you. If your own fear is too great to allow this kind of approach, you can work with your own fears and try not to give them to your child. By the time the children are ready to leave home, they won't have to feel that they must leave to get free of constrictions and restrictions, nor become reactionary to limitations and controls on their behavior. If the situation has not been as described here, it can still begin. Starting where you are is the only point for beginning. Seeing that the child and the parents are together to learn from each other, and not just the child from the parents, will accelerate the growth. Chances are that feelings will need some time to reach the understanding needed. Allow time to show you what you need to see. The process of ending your denial and expanding into your full consciousness and personal power is not simple, but neither is it too difficult for you to do. Compared to how long it has been going on in the opposite direction, this can happen relatively quickly if you really dedicate yourself to it. The first thing you will notice as you release your emotional blockage is a greater ease with yourself. Then you will begin feeling things you didn't know you felt. Your seeing and hearing will expand, and you will begin to get information from seeing, hearing, and feeling that you were not aware of before. The appearance of your body will begin to change. This will all be a gradual at first, but will increase as you can handle it. If you want to, you can ask me to help you with all of this. Your spirit can speak directly to you when you can accept it. If you seriously work on this process, and it does not seem to work for you, you need to find denials that you have not yet recognized. You may need to move slower, or it may not be right time for you. Process whatever you can, and whatever you are triggered into, and healing will come one way or another. Healing yourself has to succeed if you have a strong intent. Healing is what I want for Earth now, not doomsday as some people say. If you do not recognize the process of healing, you may think it is doomsday. I feel the wills on Earth calling for the release of pain, and I am now responding. In processing this, you need to trust your feelings extensively. In doing this, do not judge your feelings any more than they have been judged already. Try it out and see if it feels better than what you were doing before. Healing, in the entire sense of the word, is going to heal everything in you. And healing in entirety is going to have a transformative effect on your reality.